In this video, I'm going to teach you how to stack business credit cards the right way without you ever having to worry about getting denied again. Let's begin. Okay, what is going on, family? Let's start off and address the biggest question that exists, which is what exactly is business credit card stacking? So by definition, stacking is the process of creating a list of banks strategically that allows for you to apply for multiple business credit cards at the same time so you can maximize your approvals and minimize the amount of hard inquiries on your report. Very important for us to know. Now, the reason why this strategy is so important and why it matters is because most people, when looking for funding, they're applying for multiple business credit cards, but they do so blindly. And as a result, without them knowing it, they may or may not be hurting their approval if they are not careful with where these these credit cards or these lenders are pulling from. But when you stack strategically, you allow yourself to create a structured and protected way to get funding without blasting your credit report with a bunch of miscellaneous inquiries. So here's a visual example. I'm a visual guy. I'm sure some of you guys at home may be visual as well, for you guys to pretty much understand. Let's say you have two people, person A and person B. Right? Both of these individuals are going to go to three banks because they want to get 50, 75, 100K in funding. Cool. Person A is going to go to three banks, but because he does not have a funding sequence or because he doesn't not stack incorrectly, he's going to go to three banks blindly without knowing that all three of those banks pull from TransUnion. The problem with that is that by the time he goes to the first bank, he's going to get a nice good amount if all his stuff is together, right? Personal credit, business credit, and beyond. So he's going to get his little 25K, whoop-de-doo. By the time he gets to the second bank, what happens is this second bank here is going to see that he got an inquiry from this first bank. And if this second bank was going to give him 25K, they've now decreased it to 15K. Then he goes to this third bank. Well, the third bank is going to see inquiries 1 and 2 that just happened. And they're going to say, well, hold on. We were going to give you 25, but it's very clear that you are needy for credit. We don't trust you as much. We're only going to give you 7.5K. So whether he knows it or not, person A has just drastically decreased his funding capability or his funding potential simply not by having the proper business credit stacking sequence in play. Versus if we look at person B, they also go to three banks, but this person has a funding sequence or stacks correctly. He's going to go to three banks, but he's going to go to one that pulls Experian, one that pulls TransUnion, and one that pulls Equifax. And what this does is it not only protects his credit report with each of these credit reporting agencies, but he can go to all three of these at the same time, and none of them is going to know he went to the other bank because they're all looking at three completely different reports. So in turn, what it does is it keeps his personal credit report, the amount of inquiries on his personal credit report minimal. It maximizes how much capital he's able to get access to. And person B is a very happy person and person A, not so much. So we want to follow the blueprint of person B. And this is exactly what that process looks like in order for us to make sure that we're stacking, but doing it correctly. The first thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we have a foundation that is stackable, right? We want to be able to stack on a foundation that can handle it. The first order of business is making sure our personal credit is good. What does that look like? That's no negative items, under 10% utilization. Some people will say 30% or higher, but the thing is that's okay. Staying at 30% is okay, but 10% is actually just going to help boost up your score. So we want to be at 10%. No more than 2 to 3 hard inquiries. You want to have 2+ years of credit history. And here's a good important one. You want to have at least 3 to 5+ cards with 5K plus limits. Fun fact, there's something in the business credit space called comparable credit, pretty much saying like, hey, when you're applying for business credit at certain locations, that lender is going to take the limits on your personal credit cards and use that in your decision making for how much they give you on the business side. So if all your credit cards have $1,000 limits, do not be surprised, even if you stack correctly, that you're out here getting $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 approvals on the business side because you haven't shown that you can handle any more than that. So there you go. That's the personal credit checklist. Now the business structure checklist is also pretty straightforward, which is you want to make sure you have your business name. You want to make sure you have your business EIN. You want to have your operating agreement, your business address, email, phone number, and professional website. Why? Even if you check off all these boxes here with the personal credit checklist, right? If you do not have a properly structured business, that could be the difference between you getting 5K and 50K. No joke. So you want to make sure you have all these things in place. And I've made several videos on my channel that you guys probably have seen. If you haven't, go back and watch them. They're all over the place. I'll probably leave a link in the description where I teach you how you can structure your business correctly with less than $300. So this is not an expensive process for you to do, but it is an important one that can be expensive in the sense of you're missing out on money if not done correctly. So once again, business name, EIN, operating agreement, address, email, phone number, website, you cook it with Crisco. Come on, boy. You have your personal credit checklist, you have your business credit checklist or your business checklist. Next is strategy. How to build your business credit stacking plan. So this is so important, and I can't stress this enough because I see all these people online talking about, getting this amount of money and they don't have a plan and they end up getting burnt. Do not be that person. You need to be very clear about your funding goal because this is also going to help guide your stacking plan, right? What do I need funding for? Why do you need it now? How much do you actually need? And if things go wrong, the golden question, if things go wrong, can I pay it back and how long will it take? My rule of thumb, I do not borrow any money that I know that if everything went went bad, I can't pay it back in at least 6 months time, because most times when I'm borrowing money, which is probably the same thing for you guys, I'm borrowing it on 0% interest. 6 months is my timetable, because if I got the money for 12 months, chances are by month 6, I know if the investment is going good or going bad. So I have another 6 months to essentially pay this back before that interest kicks in, and I got an even bigger problem on my hands. So that's my rule of thumb. I would say that you guys should adopt that to protect yourself, because once again, I don't need nobody DM me talking about, well, Marv, you told me. I ain't tell you nothing. I ain't tell you nothing. You did it on your own. All right. You did it on your own. You've been warned. All right. After you clarify your funding goal, the next step, you're going to use your goal to dictate what banks you want to go to. So you have to identify your target banks. My favorite tool to use to find banks to create a funding sequence for myself and for my clients is Bank Branch Locator. Bank Branch Locator is pretty much a website where you're going to see every bank from a national level to a regional level within 20 miles of your zip code. Is going to help you to build a local funding sequence so that you could actually apply in branch and improve the amount of money that you get. And this is important because, like I just said, applying in branch versus online is the difference between a 5K approval versus a 25K approval. So I want to quickly show you guys the website here. I've talked about this platform a couple of times. I don't know if I've ever shown anyone it. So pretty much you can see the website here, right? Bank Branch Locator, very simple, very straightforward website where it's showing you every bank by state. So let's say, for example, you lived in the state of Texas. Love Texas, by the way. Let's say you lived in the state of Texas. More specifically, you lived in Dallas, Texas. Love Dallas, by the way. Okay, I don't need to say too much. I just need to say a little bit. You understand? Let's focus. So Dallas, Texas is essentially you're in Dallas, Texas, and you want to find banks, and you're going to get a list of all the banks here. So it categorizes them by the bank type, all the different addresses that the bank has, from American Bank to American National Bank. We got Bank of America, Bank of Hope, Bank of Texas, and beyond. And you're essentially saying, all right, cool. What are all the lenders I have in my backyard, right? So you have big banks like Chase, but then if you live in Dallas, you also have smaller banks like Citibank Dallas Uptown, which is specific to Dallas. And I want to remind you guys, please do not sleep on regional banks, because everybody loves Chase. I love Chase. I sing their praises from now to the end of time. But regional banks are so important because they know that they're competing with Chase. So they're more lenient with the amount of money that they're willing to give you. So if you have banks that are only in your backyard and you're not prioritizing building relationships with them, you leaving money on the table, boy. You're leaving money on the table. Big money. Right? Very big money. So very important for you guys to know. I'm not going to spend too much time on here. If you guys want me to do like an actual tutorial walkthrough of like how to use Bank Branch Locator, like in depth, just let me know in the comment section and I'll make it happen. But pretty much this is the tool that you could use. And once again, it works for every state. Let's say you live in Oregon, right? Shout out to all my Oregon folks. Go Ducks. Let's say you live in Portland, Oregon. Shout out to all my Trailblazer folks. Go Blazers. Bank of America, Banner Bank, Beneficial State Bank, BMO Bank. I'm a fan of this one. Chase, the list goes on. Whatever city, whatever state, you have all the information that you need to go ahead and start to put a funding sequence together. That's on bankbranchlocator.com. Now, a couple of pro tips. When you're looking for banks, you're going to make sure that, of course, you're doing your research. You're looking into the bank's respective lending products and making sure they're aligned with what you're looking for. But the reason why we found out our funding goal first is because you want to make sure your goal aligns with the product that bank offers, number one. You also want to remember you only need 3 to 4 banks. I'm so tired of seeing y'all trying to run it up with 12 different banks. 3 quality relationships with 3 quality banks will go way farther than you trying to run a play with 10 different lenders. You only need 3 to 4 max to get 50 to 100K. And to be honest with you, one strong relationship alone could get you 50K back. Like right now, I have well over $100,000 in business credit just from Chase. I have 2 50K credit cards from them. I don't need to go nowhere else. That's why I love them so much. I don't need to go nowhere else, right? You may not be able to get that or do that, but you can still get a sizable amount just from working with 3 to 4 lenders. So please keep that in mind. Now, the golden question I normally get when I make videos like this is like, all right, Marv, we use Bank Branch Locator. We found the banks, but you said a funding or a business credit stacking sequence or a funding sequence is supposed to be structured in a way to where each bank is only pulling from one credit reporting agency. Bank Branch Locator is not going to give you that information. You can call it to the lenders. Sometimes they give you the right info. Sometimes they give you the wrong info. So where do you go from here? Well, where you go from here is another gem, helpmebuildcredit.com. Now with helpmebuildcredit.com, most people in our space know about credit boards. Help Me Build Credit is cleaner, but it also is data driven and is going to show you what credit reporting agency different cards pull from different banks, the average credit scores of people who have applied typical approval limits. And this is going to be a game changer for you in creating a funding sequence, because you can essentially remove the guesswork and just copy and paste someone else's funding strategies to get the money. So I'll quickly show you guys here. You go to helpmebuildcredit.com. And once you get to the website, you're going to come here to search credit cards. And once you get to search credit cards, you're pretty much going to go ahead and look for the credit card that best aligns with, or that the specific bank that you're looking for offers. So let's say you say, all right, Marv, I want to go to Chase. We can come here to the Inc. Business Preferred, click more info. If this is the card that we want to apply for, which is one of the cards I have, by the way. Great card. And then from there, once you get here to this card, okay, and also you'll notice here, this isn't old, antiquated information. As the card is changing and getting updates because of what's happening in the market, this website is updating that information as well. So this is getting updated in real time, y'all. This is not, this is not info from like 2010. This is up-to-date info. So what you'll do here is once you have the info, you'll scroll down and look at this. You now get a breakdown of, number one, the average score of people who are approved, which is a 758. What percentage of individuals normally get approved? Okay, all time, the overall credit limit range you could expect, along with the average credit limit. Okay, so how the max amount you can get on the card versus the minimum amount, and what's the average that most people are getting. And here's the most important piece: what credit reporting agency that this card pulls from. Notice it's not 100% for any of these credit reporting agencies, because depending on the city or state that you live in, the credit reporting agency that creditor or that lender pulls from may vary. But here you'll see more than 85% of individuals are getting their Experian pulled for applying for this card. So you literally have the score you need, the amount of money you can expect, the likelihood you'll get approved, what credit reporting agency it pulls from, all here broken down on this website based on real data that other people who are just like you have been able to upload here, so that you don't have to play the guessing game. If this don't help you get the money, you wasn't made for the money. You understand me? This is crazy. But now, going back here, once we cross-reference the banks that we want to work with and the cards from these banks that we want to go ahead and apply for, now we want to go ahead and create our funding sequence. So once again, if we have 3 banks, we're going to remember Bank A has to pull from one agency, same for the Bank B and Bank C. So we have Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. So now we have our funding sequence. However, remember, you don't want to just go run it up right away. Relax, slow down. Remember, you got to slow down. What does that look like? That looks like building relationships before you apply. I know you guys hate hearing it ad nauseum, but it's just the reality of the situation. If you're not prioritizing building relationships with these lenders before you apply for money, you ain't getting no money for real. And it's simple. All you're doing is opening a business checkings. You're opening a business savings, depositing money in there. If you have enough to deposit on a monthly basis, great. But if not, at least make one deposit, let it sit for 3 to 6 months. And here's a gem. If you're a business owner, you probably have some type of a merchant account, whether it's Stripe, whatever, to collect money. Link your merchant account with your bank account, so that the deposits are falling, the bank that you want funding from. So your deposits are falling in there. You're getting consistent deposits. You're increasing your bank rating, which is the score that the bank has on the back end to determine how they view you and your relationship with them, and then go after and get the money. So you don't even have to think about it. It doesn't matter if your business is making $100 a month. That's still money that's getting deposited into your account. Put that in there and then go back for the funding. And I promise you, your results are going to be night and day compared to everybody else's, in a good way. Once you do that, the next step is to apply strategically, right? So if you can, and this is why bank branch locator is so important and why I prioritize regional banks, please make sure you apply in branch. Why? The reason why is because when you apply in branch, that application being submitted is very different than you submitting that application, because that application is getting submitted by someone that's speaking directly to the underwriter. Your application may go through a couple different hands before it gets to the underwriter, right? And it may take you longer to get the approval. But when you're sitting down with a business banker that's in branch, usually you get your approvals faster, because once again, they're communicating and coordinating the app directly with the underwriter so that you can determine if you get approved or, God forbid, you get denied. So once you understand what stacking is and why it matters, you get your personal and your business profiles ready. You clarify your funding goals, and you use platforms like Bank Branch Locator and Help Me Build Credit to create your strategy. You build these relationships and apply in branch. Success for you when it comes to funding, my friends, will be all but inevitable. That's all for this video, family. If you received value from this, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But most importantly, if you are in need of business funding and you want me to show you how to repair your credit, how to structure your business, and a funding sequence that I'm using in my company every single day, I want you to click the link in the description and head over to my free masterclass that I'm hosting this week, so that you can get tapped in and wrapped in with the exact strategy you need to get to the other side of success. Or if you're interested in getting your credit restored by my team and having it completely done for you, head over to takeofffinancial.com. That is takeofffinancial.com. But I'll see you guys next time.